Hey Mark, are you ready to record the show?
Hey buddy, get in here. It's Saturday morning. We gotta talk toys.
Hey, good morning. Good morning,
What's
everybody.
up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Greg and I are back live. I think we pulled the wool over Curtis's eyes last week. I saw one of his comments that was like just a few seconds into the video where Curtis was like, "Wait, this isn't live?"
Right, last week, yes.
Yeah, I think we fooled him. I don't think he knew that was going down. So I wish I could have been in the chat to see that happen. But let's say, speaking of the chat, let's say hello to everybody.
Yeah, how's everybody?
We got Brian Carr here. Good morning, Greg, Mark, and Blake. We've got Elemental Crafting. Joe, how you doing, buddy? Good morning, everybody. We've got William Husted. Good morning. I was just watching Bobby Vala's interview with Jim Preziosi. How do you say Joe's last name?
Preziosi?
Okay. All right. Have you seen this? No, I haven't, but that's really cool. Jim Prez. That's really cool. I got Jesse Marshall here. Good morning, everybody. Got Andy the Collector, or as I like to call him, Andypedia. Hey, everybody.
Pedia.
Hope we're live today. Yes, we are. We are live today. Got our good buddy Jeff Evans. Good morning. Jeff. Good morning. He's like, I'm up on time. I put on some OT for the ABS and PVC. That's a lot of letters. I don't know what's going on there.
It is.
Overtime for the, what is it? ABS and PVC. It's plastics. I know that.
Yeah.
Live and in color. That's right. Shout out to Cuddles on the mend. Dave Orkin.
Cuddles. You got to say it like, hey, you guys.
Hey, guys. That's right. Before I forget, oh my goodness, Greg's a little under the weather.
Sick.
He could have canceled today, guys. He could have canceled, but
trooper.
He didn't. He never even told me he was feeling bad. Never even told me. Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to our good buddy Steve Mank over at Articulated Empire. Head over to Articulated Empire this weekend. Pick up some new toys. Remember, orders over $75, free shipping, and no tax unless you live in the state of Illinois. So I got to put the little plug in for our good buddy Steve and his toy shop because we want them to be super successful in everything that they do.
Absolutely.
Man, so how has your week been? I know you don't feel very well. Can I ask you, why is there already a Christmas tree up, or are you one of these people that leave a Christmas tree up year round?
Okay, so the whole house, except for my collection room, belongs to Rhiannon. So she loves Christmas. So there's other trees. You just can't see them.
Does she have a Christmas room?
If she had the room, she would have a Christmas room. Yeah. I'm getting a screen so that, there's not all this extra behind me because it distracts me. I'm looking at, what's behind me and all that stuff. But she's a collector of just all kinds of interesting knickknacks.
So I used to work with a guy in my last position at the university. He was in our suite. He was a photographer. He was a really good, and still is a really good friend of mine named Bill. And Bill loves Christmas. Like, he loves Christmas. He listens to Christmas music year round. Like, you could go into his office and he's editing photos and he's got, Christmas music on in April or May. And it was always kind of fun because like you walk in there and for a split second, you can pretend that it's Christmas until you realize it's 108 degrees outside.
Right. I love the Charlie Brown Christmas. That's my speed.
I love Christmas too. It's my second favorite holiday behind Halloween. I love Halloween, but I kind of feel like if we left Christmas stuff up all year round, like it wouldn't be special anymore. Like it wouldn't be special. They wouldn't feel any different when it's Christmas, I kind of feel like that's what, it makes it special because it's like the McRib. Like you can't have it year round. It's only special.
Don't make me laugh. The McRib, you pulled it out. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
She's got like not Christmas stuff. It's like memories, mementos, things of our dogs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really Christmas stuff per se. It's like just I don't know. It's a way for her to show what she loves on that tree.
Hey man, hey, the world is literally burning. I don't care what you need to get through the day. If it's
Exactly.
Christmas trees, leave it up.
Yeah.
Andy says, Brian says, Greg is a trooper. He is a trooper. Andy
Thank you,
says, feel
Brian.
better soon. Jeff
Thank you,
says,
Andy.
not enough people talk about Steve
I
Mank's
agree.
photography.
He's
That's true.
phenomenal.
He's a
I
master.
agree. I
And
mean,
after getting one of his diorama pieces in hand, dude could make a killing just making dios.
yeah,
Like his stuff is ridiculously good.
it's
Blake
beautiful.
says, I love it. Christmas all year long. Hey, we got Trevor here, 1-6 shooter. Hey, we saw the I don't know if you should be
Little
showing
teaser.
pictures, Trevor, of your let's just say extracurricular activities, you know, a little
Egg
toot
powder.
toot, little booger sugar as
A
they
little
call it.
suspicious.
A little
Sus.
Colombian drywall, you know, like
And it's in a
not
plastic
sure.
container. Like, class
Yeah,
up,
like
dude.
yeah, like is that how you keep it?
And it's like in a gummy bears container. It's like, come on, man. Do better.
Jeff says I can listen to "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" and "Run Run Rudolph" nonstop. Yep, pretty much.
I like the
Um,
old
I
Christmas.
agree with Andy. Die Hard is both the best Christmas and Harry Potter
Yippee
movie
ki
ever. I argue that all the time that it is a. I even have a Die
It's
Hard
very
Christmas
polarizing. People are
book.
either yes or no, and I'm yes.
Yeah, I am. I am. Yes, that it is. Yes, Blake. Everything in moderation. It's a tchotchke tree.
Literally, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's a memorable tchotchke tree.
Like
Yes.
I just said, hey, whatever gets you through, the world's on fire. If you need a little toot toot,
Mm-hmm. Right?
from Bolivian marching powder. I've never heard that. I believe somebody like Ryan Reynolds could come on and just like give you like an hour of like cocaine references,
I'm
which
sure.
I loved in Deadpool, by the way, because apparently that was the one thing
Yes.
they were told they couldn't mention, and he's like, "Yeah, we're putting it in 3 or 4 times." Oh yeah, do you want to build a snowman? It's gonna be great. Trevor did class it up. He took it out of the baggie.
That is true. That is true. Very true.
Grump said, "Good morning, fellas. Good to see you guys. Good to
Poor
see you,
Grumps.
man."
He came in
Last,
late last week
yeah,
and didn't realize it was pre-recorded. Like, what's going on? What's happening?
he's like, "Why are these guys not responding to any of my
Yeah, what's going on
comments?"
here? So I set him straight.
Last
I set him
week,
straight.
I was here.
Wow.
I was at Joe Fest in Augusta, Georgia, and man, this thing keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
It looks awesome.
This year they had like an upstairs area that they didn't have last year. It was in the same kind of room where I think they were doing some panels and things like that last year. They did have panels on Saturday, but yeah, and this isn't even the full show floor. There was like a whole other area over here that you really couldn't see. But if I move Greg and I out of the way, right here in this bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the Chosen Prime booth. That's where the magic was going down. That's where the big money was being spent, right there. I will say, Greg, that last year when I went to Joe Fest, I came back with something special. I came back with this metal tooled. I have it over here,
yes,
hung up.
You always talk about it, and I always get jealous.
Sky hook that had like, I don't know, like 12, 14, 16 feet of string on it. And I was desperately trying last year after Joe Fest, contacting all like I contacted so many people trying to find out the name of that. Like it was just like a guy. It was just a guy who made them and put them up on like, I don't know if he had a website.
Man. He should be a millionaire.
But I tried desperately last year to track this down, even going so far as like contacting the showrunners of Joe Fest and asking them for a vendor list of who was this guy that was right next to this guy. Because I remember the guy he was right next to. He was right next to this guy that was dressed like Lifeline.
Okay.
And the guy that was dressed like Lifeline was like he was a retired military like field doctor, and he was teaching people how to field dress wounds on like a like a rubber body, like one of those like CPR dummies. He had like
Yeah.
one of those rubber bodies out, and it had various like stab or bullet wounds, and he was showing you like how you can field dress in an emergency situation, like how to quickly with just everyday objects, how to field dress a wound. The skyhook guy was right next to him, so I tried all last year to find out who this was so I could get you one. And then this year it hit me when I walked in on Saturday morning. Like the very first thing I thought of was, oh, I hope that guy's back because I'm buying Greg a skyhook.
Yes.
And I literally went to every single solitary booth, and that guy was not there this year. I visited every booth. Now, there was another guy, and he was dressed as Doc, or he was dressed as, was it Doc or somebody else? There was another guy dressed as Doc teaching people how to like field dress wounds, and he had the same body shape as the other guy. I just remember him being kind of tall, little pudgy, older gentleman. And so I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, were you here last year?" And he's like, "I certainly was." And I was like, "Fantastic. Were you over in that far corner?" And he was like, "I was kind of close." And I was like, "Were you dressed as Lifeline?" And it was like he almost knew the guy. He was like, "No, that was Doug." Like apparently they're like competing, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, he was here last year too." And I was like, oh, "Okay, so you weren't next to the guy who was making the sky hooks?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Dang, that's what I was looking for." And then I just walked off. And I think he was like really upset because I thought at first, like he must have thought this dude's really excited to meet me. Like he's gonna do another field dressing. And I'm like, I just need the sky hook. Just need sky hook.
Yeah, I don't care about you. I need the sky hook.
And you're not the guy? Okay, I'm out. I'm looking for Doug. Is he here? Don't talk to me about Doug.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to show you all the pictures and all the video and everything I took, but just real quick, I want to just give you a quick little overview of some of the things that I saw there. Real quick, check this out.
Oh, man.
Dude.
That was a blast as a kid.
I know. We literally just talked about this. I couldn't believe I saw one in person. It's actually a lot bigger than I expected.
You hadn't seen it before, right?
I've never seen this before in person. It's about this long and about this tall. It's substantial. Like it's a big piece.
It's more like a play set than a.
Yeah. I don't remember what the guy had on it, but I remember it being a lot. Check this out. Some supernatural.
Kind of cool. I kind of wanted one of these, like the Indian chief one. I thought looked kind of cool. I never had these.
I did come across another seller who was selling the taller men folk, not just these little guys.
Did you ever have these?
I had a couple as a kid. And I mixed them in with my visionaries because they all had like the little
hologram thing. Jeff is asking, what's the comparison of size and such between Joe Fest and Toylanta?
Ooh,
have you been to both? You've been to both?
I would say Joe Fest is a little larger.
Okay.
Little larger. Not by a lot, but a little larger. Yeah, for sure.
Good question, Jeff.
This right here blew me away. This is
man.
This is the big this is the big one. This is the big boy. I saw this guy putting it together at his booth. I think he had just purchased it from somebody else and he was trying to figure out how to put it together.
Is that Matchbox or?
I believe so. And I stopped by and I was like trying to help him out.
That's a grail.
Yeah, it is. I asked him what he was asking for this, and he said, "I don't really know," but he's like, "I'm gonna have to look it up." He's like, "I would guess $375." Yeah. And I came by later on, and he had it marked for $350. Yeah. I kept right on walking, but I did get to touch it.
Rich, for sure. But
I had this one as a kid. Yeah. This is the little smaller. This one's but $175. That was.
That's what 5 inches, 6 inches.
Yeah, that's more than my
respectable.
Yeah,
I mean, 5 or 6 is
I think I've probably showed. I think I only took pictures of things that I'm pretty sure I've commercials for on the show here. But we've got creepy crawlers kicking around. We had a few Galaxy Warriors.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Talk about a holy grail. I'm gonna leave that one for last. I saw this little display of GoBots in the package.
Wow.
Pretty nice.
Very cool.
And then talk about grails. I took a picture of this because, man, would I love to own this.
240.
$240.
Man.
This thing was probably $2.50 when it came out.
Wow.
But anyway, I saw that Alpine If anybody knows, that's
I
my
love
favorite
seeing
show.
the carded.
So, man, I had a lot of fun. I bought a lot of stuff. You influenced a lot of my purchases. Let's see. Let's see
And you
what we
grabbed some
got.
stuff for me, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I did. I did some shopping for you, for our buddy John, and let's see who else. Who
None
else
of
did I
which I
have?
have
Oh,
today.
a local buddy, Freddie. I picked up some stuff for him as well.
Shout out to Freddie.
And Rob in our group. I got
Rob
something
Z.
for Rob. Brian says we love toys. She loves Christmas.
She
It's great to
does.
have something that you love and enjoy. Yep,
Absolutely.
that's right.
We mesh together.
Let's see. Good to know
Thanks,
for
Grumps.
next year. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, I tell you what, dude. Seriously, next year, if you make your way, I tell you what, you make your way to Tallahassee, I'll drive the rest of the way to Augusta.
There you go. That's
it's about 5.5 hours, and depending on how we go, yeah, Vehicle Voltron is my favorite of the three.
Too,
absolutely. Now I have to look into now I have to look into Galaxy Warriors. Absolutely.
Was William at the was that William at Joe Fest?
If he was, we never ran into each other, and we never.
Maybe he knows the Skyhook guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Alpine is your dude, Mark. Yeah, got to get that one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Grump says Merry Christmas. What's Nova? Is Nova going to town on something?
It's Brocky. He's
Brocky.
Any kind of person walking by, he's infringed upon. Unless it's a mailman. Mailman's welcome because I want my box.
Yeah, exactly.
My Joe Fest box.
Yeah, you got a big box coming. William Golden says morning, guys. Yeah, you do. You got a big box coming. Okay. All right. So we got through all of that. So let's get back to the design here because we've got some moishels to watch.
Some moishels.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Always happy to hear Charlie.
I know. Absolutely. I've got the go ahead to mail his box off next week.
Oh, okay. So, good deal. Good deal.
So he's going to be getting some figures.
In a big box or a couple of small boxes.
It's going to his work. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's how we do.
You don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. William says he was not. He had to work, and that A sucks, but B, at least I didn't miss you.
I'm gonna try and go next year.
That would have sucked. Oh, dude.
Ree wants to go to Atlanta. She's never been there, so.
Yeah. So I don't know how far Atlanta is from Augusta, but I'm gonna say that it's probably an hour or ish. It's not that far. Yeah. So for me, where I'm located in Florida, Atlanta is straight north from me. Okay. It's just a straight shot.
I've never been
Augusta. Augusta is northeast, so I'm heading this way. So I would say that they're probably an hour to maybe an hour and a half. Anybody that lives in Georgia could chime in and let me know. I don't know because I don't live in Georgia, so I don't know. We've got some commercials, so let's get to it.
Cool.
It's a Stomper semi. Yeah, it's got two-wheel drive.
Make way. Stomper Road King semis are coming through with working headlights and running lights and trailers you can hitch on for the fun of it. Large treaded tires, too. Plus heavy haulers for really big jobs.
10 wheels make them Stompers go.
Each semi and heavy hauler comes with 2 Duracell batteries. Stomper Road King semis and heavy haulers. Get one.
You know, there's a certain charm to these toys that didn't have a commercial, that weren't tied to anything else, that were just fun for the sake of being fun.
Yes.
Like, it's just a vehicle, and you can haul your football around. You can add a trailer just for fun.
Stompers were a blast.
Something fun about that and charming, you know? Like,
here's a question, though. Where are they? Like, I literally see maybe 1 or 2 a year. I rarely see Stompers anywhere. Like, where did they go?
Yeah, you mean at like toy shows or whatever?
Some toys, and they're expensive, especially if they're, in good
Maybe
shape.
that's why, because there's so few of them. William Houston said there was a new line of highly detailed O-ring figures. Looks good.
Was
William,
that
do you happen to know
Delta?
like which ones, like what was the theme? What was the theme of of that line, and maybe I can help you figure out which ones they were, because
It was
there's
Delta
a lot of
17.
there's Delta 17.
I don't think Marauders is O-ring though.
There's
Was it the
Marauders,
War
but
as
yeah,
Hell? Maybe it was the War as Hell, the new Kickstarter,
yeah, the I forgot what they're called, the
which funded.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
backed.
didn't have. So my gosh, Brian Carr,
Thank you,
for,
Brian.
for
Thank you.
some chicken noodle soup for Greg. Hope you feel better, but glad you toughed it out for the sake
I love
for our
my
sakes.
friends. I love my
Thank
people.
you.
I love my show. My boy Mark. I got to be here for you guys, man. It's gonna make me feel better.
Yeah, Andy's asking if it's Delta 17. There's also, for whatever they're called, the skull, the people that have
Skeletron.
Skeletron, like they've
Yeah.
got a line. Um,
They're really great figures.
batteries
I know
probably ruined most of them. Probably
a lot of
so.
people say that that size is not their scale, which I get, but they're still really good figures. I picked up a few Marauders. Mark grabbed me one, and then so it's called Grindhouse Toys.
Grindhouse Toys, yeah.
Against World War Hell.
Yeah, the guy who runs that, his name is Chris. I forgot his last name. He's a good friend of my buddy Jason. I got to hang out with him and talk to him a little bit. Congratulated him on that new wave getting funded on Kickstarter. He makes some really cool stuff. Like all the figures come in like they come here. Let me embiggen you. All of the figures come in like VHS cassette cases,
Yes.
which is like cardboard that looks like VHS cassette cases, which is really dope.
Yeah, they're really cool. Like it's got the price tags on them, and that's like if you look at it, it's like a VH1 VHS box.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
they make some really cool stuff. Yeah, William just says, I wish I had written it down. Let me tell you, the overall theme for Joe Fest is, sorry, we have nothing for sale. That was the overall theme of Joe Fest, because when we went, like both Friday and Saturday, of course it was going on Sunday, but me and my buddy left Saturday afternoon, and so we could get home on Saturday night. Super 7 was there, but in a very tiny capacity.
They had
Last
nothing,
year,
huh?
Super 7 had nothing for sale.
Wow.
They had a lot of Joe O-ring carded figures on display that you could view. They had their new Tiger Force Ultimates Flint and Destro, which had just been announced on Friday. They had those there for display.
Are those?
They had.
Are those for San Diego Comic-Con, or what were those for?
Yeah, I think that was their big reveals, but they already went up for pre-order. I think they're up on Big Bad Toy Store and Super 7 right now. They had. They showed off like their next wave of O-rings, and then they showed off a couple of new things, which was they're doing a 3-pack of O-ring figures from Back to the Future. So Marty, Doc, and is it Biff? What's the third one? I don't remember, but yeah, they had nothing for sale. They had a very small footprint. Friday night when we went to the Big Bad Workshop Operation Monster Force booth, they basically had nothing for sale. The only thing that they were selling was the exclusive smoke colored eraser, and then they had the 3 3/4 inch Sergeant Downtown Brown figure, which I have to say, I was extremely disappointed in them for what they did, because that was a 3 3/4 inch figure, and they were selling it for $25. Mm-hmm. The head that comes on that guy looks nothing like Eddie Murphy. It looks more like Martin Lawrence. And now I see why. Because they also had a smaller pack for $15 that came with the Eddie Murphy head that looked exactly like Eddie Murphy.
Cash grab.
And a trading card.
Yeah.
For $15. So to get the figure to actually look like Eddie Murphy from Beverly Hills Cop, it was a $40 price tag.
That's insane.
That's all they had for sale. When it came to their Operation Monster Force Friday night, all they had available was the Forgotten King. So they had like 3 things that were for sale. And then on Saturday, I went by like pretty early on in the morning, and they had Forgotten King, and they had one of my pickups, which I did get, which was one of the Sleepwalker figures.
Okay.
But basically, they were there just showing off everything that's coming.
What's to come?
Basically, they said all of Wave 1 is getting reissued because they did not anticipate such a huge gap between Wave 1 and Wave 2. It's basically going to be about a year. So they said so that people can still get their hands on Wave 1, they're going to reissue every figure in Wave 1. They're already back up on Big Bad Toy Store. The problem is the prices have gone up. So that kind of sucks. Who else had 0 for sale? There was another company.
Trying to get Brian on.
Dude, there were several booths that I went to, like big name companies that basically had nothing for sale.
What about
and
Ramen?
I'm like, I don't even know why you were there. Ramen had nothing for sale.
Really?
That's the other. And do you remember how last week we were talking about they were going to have the gray shark mask car? Okay, they had it there. I could view it. They had it. They had the model there. You could look at it. But if you wanted to buy it, there was a QR code, and you scanned the QR code and bought it, and then they shipped it to you. They had nothing for sale. Like
that's disappointing.
It was very disappointing when you go for these big companies, and they had basically nothing for sale. But I will tell you who did have something for sale, and that was Sparrow, and Jason and Derek and one other guy. They were there, and they were hamming it up with the fans, and they were smoozing, and I loved it. They were amazing. And they had a lot of stuff to show off. And if you want to know more about what Sparrow had and showed off and all of their updates, tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. right here. New episode of The Tribe. So tomorrow is going to be a busy day for me because I'm going to do Greg's show from 9 to 12. I may not hang out the whole time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Because I'm going to have to prep for The Tribe at 1.
It'll be a long haul.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. So let's check back in with the chat before we get to the next commercial. With the Marauders, the Build-A-Figure looks fun to do, like a mini armory experience. Yeah, I did that. I did that for Greg. He wanted a Marauder Build-A-Soldier, and I did it. And I will say that it was kind of a frustrating experience. I hope that they do it again, but I hope somebody sits down with them and kind of streamlines it a little bit better, because the way it worked was that they had basically like 25 or so $30 of male bodies to choose from, but they only had like 4 female bodies to choose from. So that was pretty easy because Greg wanted a female figure. So that was pretty easy to do. I was like, I want that one. But there's one guy trying to find all the bodies. And they're all in individual bags, and he had them all in a big bin under the table. So he's bent over, and he is spending 4 to 5 minutes trying to track down the actual body. And so that's causing things to back up. And then all the parts and pieces are out in front of you, but they do all the picking for you. So you basically lean over and you're like, I want this head. But see, that head, like for let's just talk about females in particular.
Sure.
So females have different styles of hair. So some of the heads, the hair is glued onto the head itself and it doesn't remove. Some female heads have hair that removes. So then when you pick a head, you then may get over to pick your helmet, and they go, oh, you can't pick any helmets because these helmets don't fit the females with the hair. So if you want a helmet, then you need to pick a female with different hair. Some of the hair is slicked back and the helmet will fit. Some of the hair is poofed up and it won't. Or you have to pick a head where the hair is removable, and then you can pick the helmet. Or you can pick a mask. And then certain goggles fit certain heads with hair, some don't. And so that part gets frustrating because they know what works together, but then you don't.
Yes.
So you're trying to go, I want this head, but I want a helmet or a mask. And you're like, well, does this work? Does this fit? Does this fit? Does this fit? So the first part of it, it's a very frustrating process. But then after that, I would say it gets a lot easier because then you're picking like body armor, holsters, weapons, and all of that. It gets a lot easier. And that process was a lot easier. I didn't have a problem with that, but yeah, it was pretty frustrating up front. So yeah, it was. Maybe if they could just have it a little better organized and help, you know, go a little bit smoother. But it was a really cool thing, and $25. That's not bad. You get a 3 3/4 inch figure and tons of accessories.
I'm gonna get it today. Can't wait.
Hopefully you get it today, and I can't wait for you to see that figure because I want to talk to you about some of the choices.
Yeah, I'm stoked. We'll talk about it next weekend, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. All right, so let's get back real quick. Where were we? Let's see here. Yeah, Andy says the Toys R Us price tag is really nice on those World War Hail. New AWOC figures looked great at Joe Fest. Watch the Tribe tomorrow for more on these. Yep, Brian's going to be there tomorrow, and Jeff, I hope. 1 p.m. on YouTube. That's right. Fresh Monkey Fiction pre-orders were due months ago. Still waiting. Ouch. Yeah, so are they. Yeah, so are they. Sparrow, like others, is great, but they were selling older product because, respectfully, all toy companies have been impacted by shipments. Absolutely.
It's been a crappy year, man.
That was one of the things I heard Brian Flynn say from Super 7 as somebody came by, and I heard him. Somebody said, "You don't have anything for sale," and he was like, "No." He's like, "We don't have like a big warehouse in the U.S." He's like, "We ship everything over from like China. Everything is stored there." And so he was saying, so he's like, we didn't have the room for them to ship stuff to Joe Fest for the display and then to take it back with us. So it's basically.
I mean, they're California based, I think, San Francisco.
Right. Yep.
So I understand. It makes sense.
Yeah. Andy says, "What? Greg wanted a female figure? Completely unknowable." Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
We'll say New York Comic Con last year, I think Super 7 had a huge presence there, and they had a store that you could actually buy stuff. So, I mean, I know a lot has changed since last year, but
I personally think that it might have been more for Super 7 that maybe they didn't do enough in sales last year. I'm speculating.
That could be.
To not justify the cost of shipping everything there. And then I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But they do have a lot of Joe offerings at the moment. So it seems like they would have done really good. There is a new edition of the comic out, and we're going to be talking about it tomorrow. It's issue 6. It kicks off the new arc of the story of AWOC, and we are going to be talking about it tomorrow. Yes, maybe even just having a poster showing what parts work on certain things. Yeah. Or maybe grouping things together. Like if you pick this head, here are the goggles, helmets, and masks that will fit that head. And then the next female head has them surrounded. So it's a little easier. Too many options. Yeah. They say too few options on the menu is bad, and too many options on a menu is bad. You got to hit that good balance. Let's see. Yeah, Legendary is right. Like Terrence, we've been waiting on those figures for, I don't know. Sure. It seems like 2+ years, 2+ that we've been waiting on those. Presented without comment. Next commercial.
Okay, the game is Shinobi. Your basic fist and stomach, foot and face arcade hit. 19 stages of major ninja warfare. Observe. You got your throwing stars, your bombs, your nunchucks. Nice shot. If you live through this round, you get ninja magic. Hey, you can be next. Hey, I can't see.
Shinobi, just one of 70 games from Sega. Games and accessories sold separately. And coming this Christmas, 2-player Double Dragon. Sega, major fun and games.
Wait till they see Double Dragon.
We now return to the real Ghostbusters.
I love those little bumpers, after these messages, then they'll have a little bumper come back up. Dude, Shinobi, man. A new Shinobi game's coming soon, and a new Double Dragon was just announced yesterday. I am so stoked.
I'm there for both.
So I had to put that in there just because that both of those topics are. Bless you.
Which is the real ninja? Evil master of martial arts. Will Clamp Champ get a hold of him? I have the power. Figures sold separately. View from the masters of the universe. Ninja and Clamp Champ. Evil skill against steel grip.
I love Clamp Champ. He's one of my favorite He-Man figures of all time. I don't know why. I love his look. I love his colors. I love that clamper that he comes with. Oh, man. Yeah, Terrence is right. Every month, a few more months. Exactly. Yeah. I saw this funny TikTok of this guy coming on, and he was pretending to be like a Hasbro Black Series marketing executive, and he was basically doing this thing where it was like, "Hey, everybody, just want to let you know, like here at Hasbro, we've heard the demand. You guys want more Phantom Menace figures, and they're coming your way for the 30th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. You know, like we're going to be releasing a whole wave of figures. Great. Are they available now? No, they're not available now, but you could pre-order them now. Oh, that's great. I can pre-order. When would they be ready? In 12 months. And they're like, well, wait a minute. You've had 30 years. Like, why didn't you make them last year and then have them ready for this year? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And pre-order now when you're sure to get yours like at least 6 to 8 weeks after they show up in stores. And I'm like, that dude was spot on, because that's exactly what Hasbro does. Is they're like, we know you want Phantom Menace characters and it's the 30th anniversary. Well, if you knew last year it was the 30th anniversary this year, why didn't you already have these figures ready to go? It didn't sneak up on you.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Hasbro Pulse, is that very rarely I will get that stuff early. Usually I'm waiting forever. Like, you find it in a store before you get it from Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, that's been my experience right now this last couple of weeks with G.I. Joe Classified series. So like I've pre-ordered all of my figures through Hasbro Pulse, but then like they're all sitting there, and then like Amazon is getting them first. So Amazon is like, hey, you know that blowtorch? Blowtorch is in shipping. So I just go and I order from Amazon, and I cancel my pre-order for blowtorch on Hasbro Pulse. And then same thing. They're like, hey, Footloose is shipping, and like Amazon is, and then I go to Hasbro and I like delete my. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, what actually am I paying that $50 a year for?
Yeah.
The opportunity to buy a HasLab, the buying a figure 1 hour before everybody else. Like, come on. Yeah,
that's
what
it only benefits is HasLab for the shipping, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right. Let's see if we can stump Andy this week. All right, here we go. Name that tune. It's a quick one because I feel like if I give you any more, you would definitely this would be an easy one to figure out. So we're going to go right here.
Maybe.
I can't hold it steady in this wind.
I know Andy already knows.
I'm going to grab lock before I get blown into a
I'm going to say Centurion
you still have to
or
test
Air
the
Command.
navigational system.
Air Raiders?
Oh, all right, but that's it. There's a hairy-looking canyon up ahead.
The ship is pretty cool.
There's a hairy-looking canyon up ahead.
Hairy Canyon.
We're not gonna.
No.
That was what they called me in high school.
Don't make me laugh.
That's my porn name.
Right.
Andy says Sky Commanders. Sky Commanders.
I was close. I said Air Raiders.
Greg said Air Commanders, and then he changed it to Air Raiders. Anybody else want to? Yeah. Brian says Sky Commanders. You guys are correct, but guess what? This show did not have a cartoon.
What?
Isn't that crazy? I think these were a series of like 5 to 6 minute animated things that they did to like sell the toys, but I don't think they had full length cartoons. If they did, and I'm totally wrong, I couldn't find any full length cartoons on YouTube.
G.I. Joe used to have the cartoon commercials for the comics. I love those. That art was so good.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's roll that intro.
Let's roll it, baby. It looks awesome.
Deep in the South Pacific, a tumultuous and untamed new continent has erupted, spawned by a highly unstable new element known as Theta 7. If this powerful new element could be controlled, whoever possessed it would be the undisputed ruler of the world. One man, General Lucas Plague, is determined to hold that title. And it's up to a rugged team of mountaineering experts, led by Commander Mike
Summit.
Summit, to stop him. Employing revolutionary new gravity lock and laser cable technology to traverse the ever-changing terrain of the high frontier, Mike Summit's Sky Commanders and General Plague's Raiders are locked in mortal combat, with the fate of the entire world hanging in the balance.
It looked awesome.
Okay, so I'm totally wrong. They did have 13 22-minute long episodes.
Okay.
Apparently, I couldn't find any online. I could only find like these like 5 and 6 minute like little clips and stuff. But yeah, so that was wild. Let's see here. What is Brian talking about? Did I miss something, Terrence? I want that show to be made.
Sam Sandwich, Adventures of Sam Sandwich.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't know what that is though.
He spreads justice and stacks layers of justice like a real hero. Wah, wah, wah. That's funny. Maybe this is something that Terrence is making up. All right. Let's see here. Let's get back to design. What do we have next? Oh, I know what we have next. We got to do this right here.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
All right. There's a theme going on today. You know something I don't do enough of? I don't do a good job of letting you guys know what our show topics are going to be. Today our topic is going to be
You're a busy guy.
I know, I got a lot going on. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have my notes up today either. I didn't do notes before the show. I was too busy. Today our double down is going to be our favorite, not most iconic, but our favorite
personal favorites.
Our personal favorite intro songs to toy shows, like cartoons from the 80s. So not most iconic, just our favorites.
Yes.
So you're going to see a theme between commercials and wish books and all kinds of stuff. So let's get to it. So our wish book today, dude.
Yes.
This right here.
All about that, man.
This right here. The Wheeled Warriors. I saw these pages and they were high quality. They look really cool. You've got the Lightning League, which is what they called the good guys. And then you had the Monster Minds, which were the bad guys. Now, I don't know. What is this right here called? The Zoggies? When these mechanical pets are wound up,
I've
they
never
twitch
seen
their
that.
nose or wag their tails.
I don't
They
think
walk. That's not part of the Wheeled Warriors, is it?
No. But it looks like those figures of Jace. That must have been later.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was saying because those figures are from the series. Yeah, because there's Flora and Jace.
Yeah, because the figures that came with the Wheeled Warriors were like real basic, tiny little figures that barely articulated. They had like brown suits on.
Yeah, I wonder if these robots did go with this series. I don't know, but I don't remember them. I don't remember having any of them.
What are they called?
Zoggies. Yeah, I don't know. But I think they were a part of it somehow.
The Wheeled Warriors. Love
Dude, I may have to track some of these down online and buy a couple. Are they really expensive? Do we know?
Yeah, they can be. I watched them on Mercari, and you can usually $60, $70 kind of all together. I bought the Armed Force, which is the main character one. I paid like $100 for that.
Oh wow! Was it complete at least?
I wanted it so bad. What?
Was it complete at least?
I don't think so. No, I was just so stoked to see it. I was just like, I want this. It was
this is a perfect wish book 2-page spread here because we've got 4 good guys, 4 bad guys. What are you circling? What are you asking mom and dad for Christmas?
Armed Force, and then Drill Sergeant for sure. And then I always loved the bad guy, but I never had him with the saw blade.
Yeah, Saw Bosses. Yeah.
Saw Boss. Yeah, I always thought he was cool. And then maybe that truck, the KO Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crusher vehicle. I'm definitely getting the Drill Sergeant vehicle for sure. That thing looks dope. I think I'm gonna go with you. I think I'm gonna go with that armed force. I didn't have him. I did have the drill sergeant, and I had the quick draw. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get those two, and then I think you're right. I think I want the Saw Boss's big blade that looks so iconic, and then that blue truck looks dope. That I think you and
it does. That's you right there.
Gonna be coming back and getting both of those. But I also wanted to show this because when I was looking up these wish list pages, I came across one of the toy packs, and I forgot that they did this, and this was wonderful. So I wanted to share this. So this is how they came. They came.
Yes.
You got a vehicle. You got a little bendy character that was your driver. You got some swap out accessories. So like it already had wheels and it already had weapons, but it came with gear. Dude, it even came with a comic book, which I totally forgot.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of adventure. You got a lot of fun in this package. But then you could buy these weapons packs, these vehicle packs that you could, buy bad guy packs and put them on your good guy vehicles or vice versa. This was incredible. Like I totally forgot that they came with these like armor packs, these weapon packs.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that. And I remember getting some of these. Dude, I completely forgot the whole popping and swapping aspect of toys from the 80s. We should probably one day do a whole episode on toys from the 80s that had that encouraged popping and swapping, where you could customize and make your own, like Centurions. You remember that was
their
a big
brain
part.
right there. That looks like their brain too, I think.
Yeah, dude, that looks so creepy. Brains. And I love this bladed hook thing, this hook thing that looks like it's got like a bike chain on it.
Yes, all day long.
That's so dope.
Gold engine in there, man.
We have Legends Collector here. Good morning.
What's up, man?
Andy says wheeled warriors are a pain to get.
Yeah, they're rare, dude.
Dino Riders, hard to find with all the parts. Yeah. So who was that? Was that Brian asking about the Rattler? I have not.
I haven't either.
Nope. No Rattler. Jeff says no Rattler shipping notice. But I did get a notice that the snake armor is getting ready to charge and ship. So snake armor is a coming. But yeah, no Rattler info for me yet. I did watch the Hasbro unboxing of the Rattler, the whole thing. Man, that looks like the best HasLab that they have put out to date. Yeah. Did you get one?
Yes. Yeah, that Baroness.
That Baroness is incredible.
Incredible.
That's probably the best Baroness they've put out. Wild Weasel, my God.
Wild Weasel was one of the coolest figures ever. And I never had the Rattler. I always wanted it. My friend had it. So I did whatever I could to get this HasLab. It was
absolutely. I thought for sure that I was going to bring, but not before this episode because I want to show it off, a vehicle that I got at Joe Fest. And I was going to hang it right there. And I was going to put it up on this side. So I have, there's my Dragonfly up there. So I was going to put it, but then I realized, I've got the Rattler coming. Rattler's got to go there. So
Sky Battles.
I'm gonna have my other guy hanging over here. Gotta have the good guys and the bad guys. Andy says, "Does GI Joe count as popping and swapping when you could take the screws out?" No, I mean, because it wasn't encouraged by the company. It wasn't a part of their deal. Dave Orkin said, "Had a few of those as a kid. Joints got loose fast." Is he talking about the Wheeled Warriors?
I think so.
Yeah, Brian, I'm fired up for that Rattler as well. It looks incredible. That thing is huge too. Did you see how big? Like the chrome did rub off fast, Andy. Yeah, I remember mine rubbed off real quick, for sure. Maybe I was rubbing my stuff too hard back then. I don't know.
Read Brian's. I love
that. He says, I may not put a Rattler on the shelf, but I may be flying it around my house.
I could totally see him.
Flying noises. Yeah, absolutely.
Just don't trip over Cuddles. Be careful. Be careful.
There's no, first of all, I have no space for the Rattler on any shelf because of the way that it is designed.
Yeah.
It's both too long and it's also too wide.
Yeah, it's like 13 by, I don't know, it's huge.
I do like how you can fold the wings up.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
But then you have to turn it to the side. I don't know. I don't like that. So for me, the only way to do it is to hang it.
I'm going to have wings up with the ladder and then Wild Weasel in and then Baroness kind of like getting ready to climb on.
Yeah, I feel bad for that gunner. That gunner he's got nowhere to live because Wild Weasel will be piloting that thing, and the Baroness will be like she's going to be after it. Those figures look incredible. For whatever reason, Wild Weasel was one of my favorite characters when I was a kid.
Awesome.
I think I traded my buddy Derek. I think I traded his brother Richie somebody for Wild Weasel because Richie got the Rattler for Christmas that year and then put somebody else as the pilot. And I think I traded him because I had Wild Weasel, but I never had the Rattler. And I loved that he had notes on his legs.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know what that was, but I thought it was really
books.
Cool.
Yeah, right. Wild Weasel and the Hiss tank driver were the coolest figures to me as a kid. I thought they were so rad.
Right, absolutely. And then let's see. Terrence says, Motu, I don't think you were intended to pop and swap, but it's a huge part of the line. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a part of their selling point.
I would switch the arms out.
Yeah. Jeff says Rattler's 36 inches wide, but folds down to 15, which is crazy.
Jeff's got the stats. 36 inches wide, dude.
Andy says Aladdin taught me good things about happen when you rub one out.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, you know what about Moduloc? I saw that he's up on Big Bad Toy Store. I don't think I ever picked up Moduloc in the
I don't know what that is.
line. I'm gonna have to. He was the red Masters of the Universe bad guy. He had two heads, and he he had several arms and legs and different ant-like body parts that you could pop together.
Yeah. I've seen him.
He had 6 legs or 8 legs. You could make him however you wanted to, whatever. And then Multibot, yeah. There's still, I would say 4 or 5, maybe 6 Motu Origin figures that I need before before they can walk away from the line. Speaking of Motu Origins, is anybody here getting the Fright Zone on July next week? Is it next week? So whenever it goes up, 1st, 2nd, July 1st.
What is it?
I'm getting it. It's the Fright Zone playset from Masters of the Universe Origins.
Oh, okay.
It's $92. I don't know what tax and shipping will be, but I'm sure it's gonna, it's gonna be around. I'm probably gonna have yeah, it looks
Mondo
great.
Spike.
Mondo Spike. Dude, that thing looks nice.
Yeah, that's me. I collect spikes.
Yeah. Oh, the Dragonfly. Yeah, William said he missed out on the Dragonfly.
Yeah, that's man. Secondary market, William. Gotta save up them bottle caps. It's pricey.
Yeah, buddy. All right, let's get into it. What do we have now? Oh, we're on to our pickups. All right, man. Let me start us off because I got a lot of pickups.
All you.
Because of just having stuff come in, but also Joe Fest. I think I do want to start off with some of my kicking it with Chuck. Yes. I got in a couple of the figures. Here is the Red Ninja. I didn't get his weapons for whatever. I don't know why I didn't grab his weapons. They're in the box. But got Red Ninja. Basically, what you do is here you go. You rotate his arm around like this. And you kind of build it up, and then you put a weapon in his arm and push this arm in.
Whoa!
And he'll just slap the crap out of you. This figure came in pretty nice. It's got some nice joints.
Looks good,
it's really stiff. It does have a couple of little paint areas I'll probably touch up. Yeah. But I got him. I did get Super Ninja, which I was very happy for, and I forgot that Super Ninja's leg was real floppy. It was like that on purpose because he's supposed to kick. And the way he kicks is you're supposed to rotate the body and the leg would kick forward and back. But you see, it doesn't work. And the guy did not let me know that in the
over manipulated.
It's kind of broken, but you know what? I'm not going to fret about it because I just kind of want him on my shelf, but it does suck that he doesn't have that feature. So basically I can just, I can be like, oh, kick. But yeah, this kind of leaves me down to just his variant, which I don't know if I will go after, and then the Black Ninja, because here we also have Chuck Norris in his undercover gear, undercover Chuck, and then he's got his weapon here. And similar thing to Red Ninja, the way this works is you rotate his arm up, and then Did I not do it?
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's got a nice little clicky.
Terrence says the Red Ninja is beyond double jointed.
Yes. And then if you saw, how do I do it? There it is. Rotate it this way, put his weapons in the hand, and then hit this arm. Did I not do it right?
He's got performance anxiety.
Yeah, come on, Chuck. You can do it. I know you can. There you go.
There
I don't know if you saw
it
it.
was fast.
It's very fast. But
Watch
he's got that problem where he's sticky. Like there's some oil like seeping out of the plastic, and he's very tacky. I don't like that. But he was complete. So I'm almost completely done. Huh?
What's that he comes with? I can't figure that out.
Oh, so it's kind of like this totem kind of staff, but it comes apart into like two pieces. And so he can use either piece separately, or he can put them together. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay.
But
okay.
Yeah. So I'm down to just 2 left. But man, I am very happy. And I don't even care if I get the other 2, but I'll probably go after at least the Black Ninja.
Like I said, I'm still waiting for. I've got a couple boxes coming, so I don't really have a lot. So I got this from Gabe, who's new to the community. He sent me this for free. I just like the tank head. I thought the tank head was cool. It's the Glyos.
What body is that?
Toy Pizza. I think his name is.
Oh, I got you.
Is Rad something. Radic, I think, something like that. But I just wanted the tank head. I'm gonna put the tank head on a different figure, but I just like the tank head, and it's all Glyos system. It's Toy Pizza. So thanks to Gabe for that. I appreciate it.
I love that Andy was like, "Are we not getting a Kicking It with Chuck update?" You just did. Look at that. That's funny. Yeah.
He wanted the graphic.
No graphic because I haven't bought any new. got those in. Let's see here. He's ratchet jointed. That's right. Absolutely. My knees sound like Chuck's arm when I move. Yeah. Oh, William said he got Sir Gideon this week too. That's a fantastic figure. He also was talking about getting the disinherited figure from Savage Crucible.
I don't have that one.
So William Golden said that. William Houston said the other. I ran both of those together. Let's see here. I'm going to try to group some of these together to move through them a little bit faster. Got both of these in this week from Hasbro. Pulse, two symbiote Spider-Mans.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to tearing into those. Some of these will get reviews on the channel. Some won't. If I have like a super busy backlog of like, if I got a lot of stuff, like it's really going to come down to like, what's like the biggest thing people want to see, and like that's what I'll review. So I may get to it, I may not. I will show off another pickup from Monster Force. This is one of the figures that I did want to get my hands on, and that is one of the Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
So this is the green one.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
believe he's called the Heavy. Nope. I'm sorry. This is the black one. This is the Obsidian Elite Guardsman. The green one is the Heavy Gunner.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, this is the black one, but I did want either the black or the green, or I would have taken any one of them, or the red. But
I think I have the Heavy Gunner.
But yeah, so picked that up at the at Joe Fest. That was a pickup, not an order.
It's nice that they had some stuff to buy.
Yeah, Saturday was a little different. When I went by on Saturday, they had Dracula, the Forgotten King, and that guy, and that was it. And I said, "Are you guys going to put out anything different tomorrow?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "This is the only 3 we brought, and when they sell out, that's all we'll have." So
the warehouse is dry.
Warehouse is dry.
But their prototypes, their painted stuff looked fantastic. That Phalanx.
Yeah.
If you get their stuff, they're going to be bringing some heavy heat.
You know, and they're now, so they've got so many irons in the fire.
They do.
I think they've I don't know, man. Like, I think they kind of should have slowed down a little bit on what they've showed off and what they're pre-ordering. Yeah. Because if you're not paying attention, they have 2 scales. They've got the 6-inch scale, which is your Operation Monster Force. And then they've got like a 3 3/4-inch scale, which was like more of like your G.I. Joe style. It's like good guys, like soldiers, bad guys. Then they've got these like Men in Black, sort of like agents from the Matrix
like
figures.
Crimson Moon stuff, and there's
I don't know,
lot going on.
Yeah, so but they make those in both like the 6-inch and the 3.75 inch, and now they're making some of their Operation Monster Force in 3 3/4 inch. So when you go on Big Bad Toy Store, you have to really pay attention to like what you're pre-ordering and make sure you don't.
Right.
Because I had a friend recently that went on Big Bad Toy Store and he asked me, he was like, "Why are the Vitruvian Hacks figures all over the place?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Pricing. How come some of them are like 30, but then some of them are like 50?" Right. And I'm like, "Oh, because there's two scales. There's the Vitruvian Hacks, which are the small 3 3/4 inch figures or 4-inch figures, and then there's the Epic Hacks, which are 6 inches." And he's like, "I didn't know that." And I'm like, yeah, they're all over. If you don't pay attention, like, you don't know what you're getting.
Right.
Something else from Joe Fest that I picked up and got you a few of these as well is the Smoke Operation Monster Force eraser. These things I've seen are selling like crazy on eBay. Oh, much like the Downtown Sergeant Brown from them. A friend of mine bought a couple to flip, and he paid $40 all in for those little 3 3/4, and they were selling for like $190. He sold one for $190 and one for like $175.
That's the Eagle Force ones?
That is the I mean, it's just a one-off. It's that was the Downtown Sergeant Brown Eddie Murphy figure that I was talking about.
I like Eagle Force, but I didn't really like that.
$40. He bought two, so he spent $80 and he made $190 and $175.
Well, I mean, these the erasers are going to, because I remember the purple ones. The purple ones were really popular, but they sold out, and they had a few on Big Bad Toy Store, and those sold out really fast. And they're phenomenal figures. I really, really love the eraser. Both colors were great.
Yeah, I talked to one of the guys from Big Bad Workshop, and I said, "Will you have any of the smoke colored erasers up on Big Bad Toy Store?" And he goes, "We think so. We don't think we're going to sell out this weekend. Just looking at the numbers." He was like, "If you noticed, the purple one went quickly." He's like, "When we put those up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, he's like, we had 60."
Oh, wow.
He's like, "So when we put them up, they were gone in a minute."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, because I got one."
I was kind of surprised they did the same figure though, but just a different color.
Yeah, but he does come with less stuff.
Oh, really?
Because,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was noticing because if you remember the purple guy came with, well, you know what? I say that. I'm wrong.
The guy came with a harness.
He does come with both harnesses. There's one, and he's got one on him. I thought he only came with one harness this time. No.
Machine gun.
No, he comes with the exact same stuff. I'm wrong.
Same stuff.
Don't listen to me.
How dare you?
Totally wrong. Let's see. Two more that I can group together. Neither one of these were Joe Fest pickups. One I found Dark Lawn from my local Target. I knew nothing about this guy, but I wanted what Curtis calls a travel figure. I wanted something to play with on the way up, or like whenever I got bored and we stopped or whatever. And that's what this was. I bought it at my Target right by my house on the way out of town that morning. And then this was shipped from Amazon, not Hasbro Pulse. I got Blowtorch, which
mine's supposed to ship at some point.
The little silver circles, I don't think I like those because the original toy, they were red. So I may paint all my silver circles red.
What's the point of those?
I don't know. I don't know if they have like a real world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the suit on the original. It was kind of chunky and cool.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what they're for.
I would love to ask Lenny if he knew, like if he could tell us like is there a real world purpose for those things? But I don't know. I think it just goes back to the original toy and it just looked cool. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm really in love with this figure. I had one when I first started collecting Mythics, and I think I gave it to somebody or traded it, and I'm like, I was kind of surprised I didn't have any. But Rob sent me his. It's a Deluxe Dwarf Legion builder, and I need more of these guys. I want to start painting some.
Heck yeah!
really a fun figure. So thank you, Rob, for this.
Yeah, I saw one of those at Joe Fest for like $40, $45, and I almost picked it up because I'm the same way. I love like having those little army builder dwarves because I can paint them, put different heads on them, and come up with somebody cool. Like they're very customizable.
Yes, it's very basic and ready for you to paint.
I picked up 2 figures from Savage Crucible's table. So I picked up the 2 that I was most looking forward to, and that is the Warrior with the ball and chain.
Yes.
So I did get this guy.
Great figure.
Can't wait to open it up and see what weapon I get. Little hidden weapon.
You're gonna look.
And then, of course, my favorite from the wave.
Yeah.
Jaeger.
You picked me up one. Check out Mark's review also.
Yeah, this is a great figure, man. I am just loving this guy so hard. And I can't remember who was in our chat group that was having a hard time with Jaeger's cloak and having a hard time figuring out how to put it on.
I don't remember.
Was that Terrence or Brian or Heinrich or somebody in our group was having a hard time figuring it out.
I don't think Terrence has his stuff yet.
Oh, okay. So if you need to know,
maybe Heinrich. Maybe Heinrich.
Just watch the watch my review. I kind of go over it. But man, figure. That's a great figure, dude.
It's awesome. And you got to review the prototype too, right?
I did, yeah. And the prototype did not come with soft goods, so it didn't have the cape on. And I don't know if the weapons that I had outside of the crossbow were the final weapons that he came with. And so there were like some other things, and I don't remember this piece right here being a part of the prototype. So I think maybe this was new as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was some updates. Definitely. I love this. This is also the first Therian, which the Therians, are these shapeshifters that we've seen. So it's the first one. So I hope we get to see more Therians in the future.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
Rob also sent me, I don't know where it's from, but he sent me a little baby Deadpool.
Oh,
little milk bottles instead of guns.
Dang, that's dope. Awesome.
Yeah, he's got interchangeable eyes, but I love
that. That can't be the one that comes from Hot Toys, is it?
It might be. I would not be surprised. But thank you, Rob. And he also gave me this.
Look at that
head right here, and I love this pumpkin head. I have one that I got from our buddy Brett.
Nice.
But Rob sent me this as well. So he sent me a little care package, and it really made me happy. So thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, buddy.
Hey Grumps, which McFarlane Superman did you go with? Oh, I'm sorry. He has crypto. So that's the deluxe one.
Yeah, I need that one.
I will go ahead and show off one of my pickups because it goes along with that. My wife found this yesterday. So we have like 5 Walmarts in our town. 4, 5. We have 5 Walmarts in our town. The one that's almost the farthest away from me possible got in the big display, the big standee that goes in the electronics department because McFarlane is now out of the toy aisle because of Superman. So a friend of mine last weekend said, "Hey, did you guys see the Walmart over on, such and such had the display?" And it had all of the figures, the robot, which is the red platinum, which is hard to find.
Yeah, I like that robot.
It had the red Guy Gardner. It had both Hawk Girls, which are, apparently both hard to find.
Very
robot, I'm going to complain a little bit on the robot. So the robot, if you notice in the movie and in the trailers that we've seen, there's multiples of these robots.
Yes, I think there's 5 or something. I don't know.
There's a bunch. They're all numbered. I don't know how many they're going to show on screen, but in the movie, like in the trailer, there's robot number 4, which is the one that seems to be voiced by like Alan Tudyk. There is like robot 11, robot 12. There's a whole bunch of these different robots. McFarlane makes the figure, and it only comes with the robot number 4 chest plate. Why on earth did they not make multiple chest plates inside of that pack? Right. Robot number 1, robot number 8, robot number 11, or number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Like, it would have encouraged people to buy multiples of your figure. But you put one chest plate. It's number 4, and it's not swappable. Like, so stupid. But anyway, so my wife was out doing some shopping yesterday. I said, hey, if you happen, you're going to be near that Walmart. Will you go in and get me Ultraman? I think I want Ultraman. She said yes. And she come back and she sent me a picture. She says, they have two. Which one do you want? I'm like, oh, get me that dirty version. I want the battle damage because the suit's not nearly as bright purple. And if you can see on the eyes, the goggles are all shattered and like kind of busted up. So she's like,
is that a clone of Superman?
So in the comics, yes, he is Superman from Earth 3. So people are speculating that the reason he's completely masked up is because maybe the mask gets ripped off and it turns out to be Superman. That would be pretty dope. But here's my problem. Let me complain for a second.
You do it, buddy.
She asked me, how much is this figure going to be? And I was like, I don't know. I think it's like $27.99 or $29.99. She checks out and she gets in the car and she goes, your figure was $35. And I was like, what? Looked it up in Big Bad Toy Store. That's how much they are. There is no goddamn reason this figure should be $35. It comes with a stand, a card, and 8 hands.
Yeah. Should be $25.
$35?
I think Superman's 40, isn't he?
What?
Isn't Superman 40?
Superman with Crypto, I don't know. I
think it's 40.
I don't know, but that would make sense. It comes with Crypto, it comes with different face plates, different hands, that cloth wired cape. Like, that makes sense. You want to see me get pissed off? There's zero reason this is $35. Like, that is, I mean, I've bought $23 figures with as many hands as this guy comes with. So that means 23 to 35. Like, that's like a $12 increase for no reason. Because it's what? Theatrical edition?
Plus, you burned your pickup. Like, she's going to be like, I ain't buying another $35 figure from you for a while. So
she said, that figure's twice as much as it should be. And I go, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off about McFarlane is that his pricing is literally all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, there is no reason. I mean, even $29, which is more reasonable, is still like, that's still $6-7 more than it needs to be. But $12 more?
I think he marks it up knowing that eventually it will clearance out. But he's riding the hype of the movie as well, you know? So he's being shrewd, I think. Sorry, guys. Disgusting. Sorry.
Yeah. Andy says instead of face plates, do a number of chest plates. Yeah, because I do think it comes with 2 different visors or that you can swap out, or 3 different visors. But yeah, I think more people would have wanted the different numbers. But I'm sure somebody out there is going to 3D print them and sell them and then make what we want. Yeah, $34.98. That's exactly what it is, man. That is, yeah, crazy.
That's all I've got, man. That's all you, buddy.
Okay, so a couple of other things. I had this come in from Hasbro Pulse.
Nice.
So this review will be going up next week.
Did Brian ever mention what he thought of it? I think he liked it, but I didn't hear what Brian Carr said about it.
I'm not sure. But I also got in my 3D printed heads and I've painted them up. So there's they all have the same look. So they're all the big brow, like old school.
Nice.
And then here's the other one that I got. And shout out to Curtis for suggesting this something called a hard coat for the teeth and eyes that kind of give the teeth and the tongue like this kind of shiny. It's Citadel. It's called Ard coat. Like, they're not saying the H like it's British. So it's got like an apostrophe and it's called Ard coat.
Ard coat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, tariffs. I just don't. But see, and this is the thing that kills me is that people are going to start hiding behind that the same way they did supply chain issues during COVID. They're gonna hide behind, oh, it's tariffs, and they're gonna be blaming these higher prices, this cash grab on tariffs, and that's, oh man, that's what I don't like. Did I order Juggernaut? Yeah, I did. What about you? Yep,
I did. Yeah.
Yep. I got mine from Amazon because
Hasbro.
Because who knows? They'll probably get it first. Brian says it was him, and he did like Maximum Hulk. I can't wait. And I did see that somebody on the Marvel team mentioned that Juggernaut, because somebody asked and I didn't even think about it, Juggernaut does not come with the soft, squishy chest like Hulk. Okay. So he's so I think somebody asked, does he? And he doesn't. But also, can somebody let me know in the comments who was one of the 3 core guys from the Marvel team that got laid off this week? Was it Ryan Ting? Was he the one that got laid off? But he's one of the 3 guys that's always on the Marvel fan streams, the Hasbro fan streams from the Marvel team, is no longer employed. So that sucks. Somebody let me know who that was. Yeah, it's one of the 3 guys that's always on their live streams. It's one of the, I think is there Ryan? I'm terrible with names. I can't remember. Let's see. I can remember when Todd prided himself for having the most collector-friendly prices, and now his prices are crazy and all over the place. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's Dan. Dan was the one that was. Oh, wait, nope. Brian says Ryan. Eric Miller says Ryan Ting. Okay. So it's Ryan, Dan, and then the other guy. What's the third guy's name? And that is yeah. Trevor says Ryan getting let go is a bummer. He's a good dude. Yeah, absolutely. All 3 of those guys for the Marvel team are fantastic. Like, they're all great. They make you excited about stuff that you don't even want to buy. And like, they're so enthusiastic about the brand. They do a much better job than the Black Series crew does, at least. Oh, Dwight is the other guy. Jeff's the other guy's Dwight. That's right. Yeah. So Dan, Dwight, and Ryan. Those are the 3 guys. That's right. Do you have any more pickups?
I don't. No.
Okay. Real quick, one of the things that I was hoping to pick up on my trip to Joe Fest was the NECA Horror of Dracula figure. This is the Christopher Lee Dracula. I wanted him because I desperately wanted to pick up this guy, which is the NECA Van Helsing Peter Cushing.
The head sculpts. The head sculpt's good,
dude. They're so. I mean, it's hard to tell because the package is reflective, but they're fantastic. I mean, look at that. Yeah. I mean, you can tell that that's Peter Cushing's without even knowing that he was in the movie. You know, you can fire when ready.
I was just thinking that.
This guy, $35 at a booth, like that was great. And then this guy was $34 at my local Best Buy, because I was like, well, might as well just go pick him up. And then I have 2 more. So unexpectedly this week, Jada Toys dropped reissues, or somehow sent to Big Bad Toy Store 3 of their secondary versions of the Jada Toys characters: Evil Ryu, Violent Ken, and Chun-Li. And all of them went back up on Big Bad Toy Store, which was fantastic because I was looking to get them. Evil Ryu was gone instantly. Like, as soon as the pre-orders, but they were in stock. So as soon as they went up, gone. But I did get Violent Ken.
Nice.
So this is the deluxe version where it's kind of like Evil Ken, comes with some barrels and some extra flame effects. And then I also got Chun-Li, who came with all of the stuff that we wanted her to come with initially. So instead of she's pink, but she comes with all of the the fun heads.
Nice.
And like the peace fingers and all of that. So went ahead and picked both of them up. I still need to track down that Evil Ryu, but he's kind of expensive on eBay. So that's it. That's all my pickups. And dude, we're at 1 hour and 20 and we haven't done unboxings or our theme songs. So dude, I don't know, man.
We're behind the 8 ball.
Do you want to skip unboxings this week, or let's ask the chat? We'll ask the chat.
Okay.
Do you guys want us to skip unboxings, and then just straight to our double down, or what do you guys want to do? Yeah, Andy says the Hammer Films Dracula and Van Helsing. I've never seen the Hammer Films.
I don't think
Dracula.
I have either.
I will say that I do know that the Hammer Films Dracula, the first one came out in 1958, has the distinction historically of being the first Dracula movie that was in color. So that was really cool. But I really wanted that Van Helsing figure, and I'll show you why.
Van Helsing.
I really wanted him because it's pretty cool. You can't see it in the package, but back behind his legs, he has an extra upper torso. So the figure comes with this coat with the arms made on it, but you can pull the coat and the upper torso off, and you can put on this torso that has the shirt and vest and
Oh,
tie,
okay.
and it has the arms made onto that torso. And so you get two looks. You get the coated look with the hat, because he has the hat on. So you get the coated look with the hat, and then you get the jacket off. So I was like, that's pretty interesting. So I was like, I think I want to pick that up. Oh my God, dude, I forgot my biggest pickup. How did I forget this?
How dare you, sir?
How did I forget my biggest
Who
pickup?
inspired you to get that, I wonder?
That was you, man. This was you. What happened was I did not have this on my bingo card. I was going to get Bishop, because that's the last
The horse.
figure that I need from the Necronominus
You
wave.
have Deacon?
I don't have it. No, I don't have. That's the next horse, right?
Yes.
In All-Star 6? No, I don't have that yet. And so I was going to get that. I had, my budget allowed for that horse. I think it was going to be like $80 or $90, whatever. And I was going to pick it up. That was going to be my pickup, my big pickup. But I bought this for you on day one. So I got this for you Friday night. And then I just kept going by and walking by and seeing it and looking at it. And I just was like, dude, I'm going to need to get that. And so I put off getting Bishop, and I got this thing instead. You can see I have it in the Skyhawk configuration. Here's the lights. So we have a little red light on that side, a green light on this side. We have light underneath there, a blinking light up here, a light at the underneath, and then of course listen to this.
Yeah.
And then light inside there.
So our buddy Heinrich got one, and I think Brendan Higgins also had one, the green version.
Right.
And he showed it to us, and we're like, whoa. And so they were at Joe Fest, and I wasn't really sold on the Tiger Force, but I was like, I don't care. I'm just happy to get it. But I like your rationale for picking it, because they had both versions at Joe Fest. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, they had smaller quantities of the green one, but they did have it. They did have it there. I thought about getting the green one because I was like, I don't know, Tiger Force, but I was like, Hasbro's going to make this. Hasbro's going to make it.
I'm
They're going
shocked
to
they
make the green one. Yeah, I am shocked I haven't either. The way they're getting into vehicles now really irritates me. How they're going so hard on vehicles, and they are seemingly they don't seem to be going back and giving us two vehicles that we desperately need, and that is they've already released Zartan, I think 4 or 5 times, but he needs his Chameleon.
I don't understand that. They re-released the
wait,
Vamp,
is that what his thing was called? The Chameleon? I think so.
I don't remember.
His skiff, and then the water moccasin. We need the water moccasin because we have what's his face? One of my favorite figures. What is his name?
Dude,
I'm so old. Copperhead. I'm blanking. But yeah,
Copperhead.
I know they're like, we're not doing boats. I got a pool. I need boats.
Yeah, you gotta play in the pool with the boats, man.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. All right. Hey, it looks like everybody wants to do the unboxing. Let's do the unboxing.
Let's do the unboxing. I found this in a box in my garage.
Is that what you're opening?
No. I just wanted to share it. This was like an import.
I had her at one point.
Yeah. I paid way too much money for this.
That's a great figure.
It's a great figure.
Well, let's do it. All righty, buddy. What are you unboxing today?
I am opening my Cobra Commander, whatever his name is. What's this one called?
Once a Man? Is that the Once a Man?
Thank you.
All right. Very cool. Then I will open.
What are you opening, amigo?
Barbecue. Blowtorch. Gosh, dog it. Do you know when I got Darklon, I had to watch a video. I did not know who Darklon was.
I didn't either. I like his name.
Turns out Darklon is a cousin, a distant relative of Destro. He's one
Really?
of his family members, and they wear metal masks. He's a gun runner. Um, that's what he is.
I had no idea. I did not know that.
He did have a figure come out in like 88 or 89, I think. And in the lore, he is the in the current lore, he is the general of the Iron Grenadiers. So Destro has put him in charge of the Iron Grenadiers. But he looks cool. That's a fun figure. I did not like him as a kid. That was 89. I would bless you. I
Thank you.
was phasing out of toys. I was getting ready to
Yes.
go into to ninth grade high school. I was I was phasing out. Man, I got to tell you, I love this head sculpt.
I do too. I do too.
That is a really, really dope head sculpt. Very cool. Get back to the chat here. Yeah, let's see.
Man. This cold is killing me.
Yeah, Chris Ferron said, yeah, Copperhead, exactly. Yeah. Wonder why they did Tiger Force of that when there wasn't a Tiger Force originally. Originally, it was going to be Sky Patrol. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I think probably because Tiger Force maybe is like the, de facto um uh like sub brand. So they just went there because it's probably the most popular. I will say that it sounds like Greg, did you mute your mic? Like all of a sudden it got.
Sorry. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's fine. I will say that they did have a Cobra Fang, Fans Hobby, had a Cobra Fang on display,
I would like that.
but it is this. It's the whole Skyhawk canopy
Oh,
without this.
there's some
So
reuse.
this was off, and it was just this part, and then the back is a helicopter and it had blade. I don't think I took a picture of it. But they did show that off, so it does look like heavy reuse. It looks big and bulky. It doesn't look good at all. Chris says Tiger Force is like Star Wars prequels. It aged better than it should have. I agree.
Yeah, I don't mind the colors. They're different, but they're not bad. I never had any as a kid. I think I stopped collecting before it.
I don't think I had any as a kid either. There's his little backpack, which is really nice. I don't know. Somebody can tell me, is this the same air tank that has already been used? No, I was going to say the Cobra Eel and not wetsuit, but who is the torpedo? They have like the flat air tanks, right? They don't have the more modern ones. They don't have these. Maybe these will be reused in the ketchup and mustard 2-packs that are coming out.
That was a cool set that sold out. I didn't pre-order them, but they look cool.
Andy says he was disappointed in the Fang. You mean the Fans Hobby Fang? Yeah, it's a lot of reuse. It doesn't look like it was as much thought was put into it as
oh, this is cool.
As the Skyhawk.
So he comes with a little back.
Oh yeah, for his gun, so it
hair dryer
in the back. The hair dryer gun, that's right. Here's his gun. It does come with like a little flame accessory right here in the front. You can pull that out and you can put in this version that is like more of a fireball, or you can do this one, which I think is the coolest one, and you can make this longer flame.
Yeah,
so pretty dope.
Nice flame effect.
Did you see the Valaverse Dallas Fort Worth Comic Con exclusive? I think it's
the Praetorian.
Yeah, with the blowtorch.
That is nice.
And all that kind of stuff.
That is nice.
His helmet and mask are in 2 pieces, so I'm excited to see how this works. Sometimes that works out great, sometimes not so much. So let's see. I like
that it's actually clear that you can see.
Yeah, because the original toy it was not. I remember. Yeah, it was just painted yellow.
Wasn't his weapons green?
His weapons were green, but wasn't his mask was yellow though, right? Or was it green? Was his mask green or yellow?
I thought it was green.
Man,
no, maybe it's yellow.
Man,
Somebody
the butterfly
answer.
effect right there, man. Or no, the Mandela effect. Mandela effect. My mind is
I'm
remembering
gonna say
things wrong.
yellow.
I like the way his mask sits down in his collar. It
Yeah,
makes a really tight seal,
yeah.
and you can't see his
Protecting his
neck.
neck too.
And then let's go ahead and put the head on.
Go ahead and put that head on.
In my Valaverse, Andy says in my Valaverse chat, the guy got the 1 out of 100.
Nice.
Is that the clear Praetorian or
The new
the
one's
blue flames
yeah.
on the blowtorch? Which, because I don't know, is Dallas Fort Worth going on right now? Was it this weekend?
It's this weekend, yeah.
Okay, so. Whoa, Andy, are you for real? The original 3 3/4 inch was green?
Really?
My mind says it was yellow.
Yeah, I was thinking yellow too. I don't know.
Dude.
I trust Andy though.
No, I do too. I trust Andy. He's the source.
He's our Andypedia, like you said.
My God, my brain is saying no, that thing was yellow all of a
I know,
sudden.
I think that too. But I trust Andy. I'm switching heads. I like this the classic Cobra Commander helmet better than the snake head.
Well, maybe that's why they went with all green for his weapons, because even his sidearm is green. So maybe that's why it's a little nod to that. But look at this. Check out that head. So
Yeah,
that's just that's so rad. Like, oh my God, this guy is incredibly good.
This is a really good Cobra Commander. I like this figure.
That's a fun figure.
Always loved Cobra Commander. It's one of my first figures. It's Cobra Commander.
That's a really good one. I know a lot of people were angry that was the exclusive because so many people want that version, but you don't have to have that version of Cobra Commander in your collection. Like, it's okay. Are you going to pick up the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for G.I. Joe this year? The band?
No.
I don't think so either. I thought I would at first, but I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I would at first, but
it's cool, but not really.
Look at this guy, man. He is ready to go.
He looks good. He looks good.
This is a nice updated figure. I think what I'll do is take a picture of him, like an actual photograph from the internet that like somebody's taken, and then Photoshop all the silver to red and see how that looks, and then make a decision on whether or not I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I love that helmet, and that mask is great.
Yeah, it is great. That's phenomenal.
And the tanks are a bright yellow, so they're like off. They're not the same yellow as costumes, so I think that's nice too. It's a nice touch. This would have been too much mustard if they had done it that way. But yeah, man, he is really dope. A really cool firefighter. I like him a lot. Now, on your shelf, how is he going to go? Is he going to go with the snake head or the Cobra Commander head? We're muted again. Until he looks up, he's not going to know. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Sorry. I thought you were talking to the people in the. I like the Cobra Commander helmet, so I'm gonna have the helmet on. I like the snake head, but this is the look for me. For sure.
Very cool. All right. Well, let me find it. Let me get back to our design.
Very happy.
And let's get to that double down.
Let's do it.
All right. Finish showing off that guy real quick. And I need to add a scene here.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Bump, bump.
There's on Valaverse.com, or I think Valaverse's YouTube channel, there's an interview up with Jim. Did we bring that up already?
Somebody in the chat mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They're interviewing Jim from the Four Horsemen studio. So check that out. I recommend that. And then a lot of people are talking about the Rhino from Loyal Subjects. That's premiering, I think, at San Diego Comic-Con. And also Big Bad Toy Store has an exclusive version. And I think the exclusive one has the white missile that was painted in the UK to look like a satellite instead of a giant big ass missile here in the US. And then I think it's also a little more purple to emulate the box. I think the regular standard version, which comes out, I don't know when, will be a little bit more maroon. And I think won't have Scott and T-Bob. That's a difference. But I'm excited because I always wanted the Rhino. I had Matt Tracker in his car, and I had the Condor and Stiletto. I think that's it. But I'm glad that they're not reinventing the wheel on the mass toys. I'm glad that they're, upgrading them, maybe making it better, but they're not completely changing what was awesome about them. So kudos to them. I'm excited for that.
Okay, so here's the issue. Here's why I cannot upload that video. Because it's not letting me because it's too large of a file. So here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to see if this works. We're going to see if this works.
We can just do a couple. We don't have to do them all.
The only problem is I don't know if this is going to share the audio.
Oh.
That's the only problem. And if it doesn't, then that's going to be an issue. So let's see here.
It's going to be a real short trip.
Right? Exactly. We're going to allow share window, and we're going to share this window. Okay. Can anybody, I need to know from the chat if you guys can hear Greg's first choice for one of his 3 favorite toy theme songs. Can you guys hear this?
No.
Man.
Who?
My goodness.
Maybe it's just that one. You want to try a different one?
Nah. No. If that one's not. Chat, could you guys hear that?
We cannot hear.
We cannot hear. Okay. All right.
We can do it another time.
Let me try something else real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that Rhino dude, like, I'm kind of torn because I do want the more expensive version that comes with T-Bob and the little kid. I can't remember his name, but Scott. That's what I thought. I do want that one, but the problem is that it's going to be more purple than maroon, and I kind of want the one that was more maroon.
Right.
So that's what kicks me is that, like I really.
Trevor says, "Is the tab muted?"
No, it's okay. We're I've sorted it. I know what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna do. I got it. I got it sorted. I just have to. So that's the only thing that bothers me is that I want the one that's more toy accurate. That is more like the got the maroon coloring.
Yeah.
But I gotta have Scott and T-Bob. They just look great.
I'm sure they'll release them on their own.
I'm also not sure that Scott and T-Bob are worth like the $40 extra because it's like, isn't it like $129.99 for Rhino and then it's like $175 for the version with Scott and T-Bob?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
That's the only thing that
$129 is also more palatable to me.
Yeah, exactly. $175, but I don't know. Hey, we may be talking about Rhino a lot more in the future because I think next week we're doing a triple jointed with Curtis again.
What?
And I do believe that we're going to be talking about, we're going to be discussing our favorite vehicles from.
I'm excited about that. That was tough.
80s.
That was tougher than I thought because then I'm like, well, maybe I kept rethinking. So I just had to just write them down and send them to you.
Right. Okay, this is working. Sorry, I had to like re-export that video at a lower resolution, and that got me down to under the size limit for my free uploads. Otherwise, they want to charge me a monthly fee. I don't want to do that. So give me just a second. So yeah, but I'm excited for those. Anybody in the chat buying those loyal subject masks? I'm getting every one of them. I'm going to be so broke. I have no room. But dude, Mask was one of my 3 favorite toy lines when I was a kid. I mean, it's like that was my jam, dude. I loved Mask so hard when I was a kid.
Me too, man. Me too. Good stuff.
We're also getting the smaller helmets plus the larger helmets. I had to look into that because I didn't know that there was a safety reason behind the helmet switch. I had to look into it. So it was a choking hazard. So the first helmets came out were all kind of like smaller.
Yeah.
And then the second helmets that came out, they started putting them out later on when they reissued the figures and stuff. It was because they made the heads larger. They had like a longer neck piece, but they also had slits cut in the top of the helmet. So if they did get stuck in your throat, you could still breathe.
I did not know that. I know in some cases the helmet stayed on.
Lego did that too.
The helmet would stay on a little bit better.
I never knew as a kid why. Yeah.
I didn't
either. Lego did that with some of their smaller pieces. There's holes put in there in case they get stuck in your head, in your throat. Don't eat your toys.
Don't
kids.
eat your toys, man. Keep it out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
There's other things. There's other things you can put in your mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry guys for the long wait. Hope that let's check in with the chat and see what the chat's talking about while we're let's see. Andy says Hurricane was always my favorite Mask vehicle. I love Hurricane. Hurricane was the
which one is Hurricane?
Blue wasn't that the blue 57 Chevy with Hondo?
Oh, okay. The extra wheels.
Yeah.
That one was cool. I never had that one, but that one was cool. I'm stoked about Mask. I really am. It's about time.
Andy says he's sure that they'll release Scott and T-Bob later. Candyman says, "Oh, GeForce! I hope someone picks up that license someday." Well, hey, Storm Collectibles released the first guy, right? He looks nice.
Yes, yeah. Kim the Eagle, and then the girl, I forget her name.
Teenage champions, GeForce.
The girl's coming soon.
Yeah, and then she's next. Yeah, so yeah, we have Storm Collectibles has released this guy. So yeah, we're gonna get started. Greg and I have picked our 3 favorite theme songs from when we were a kid. We're gonna be kicking things off with Greg's number 3 choice, as you guys have already seen, and let me know if you cannot hear it.
Guardians of Space, fighting for good over evil, fighting to defend planet Earth from deadly enemies from space. Ace Goodhart, leader of the team, strong, vigilant, fearless as a hawk, guarding the 4 young agents under his command. Dirk Daring, second in command, a crack marksman with the eye of an eagle.
They changed their names though.
Agatha June flies like a dove, strikes like a falcon, a match for the strongest on the team. Hoodal, Hoodie to his friends, wisecracking navigator who flies the amazing rocket ship Phoenix and laughs at danger. Pee-wee, small and bold as a merlin, the tiniest hawk of them all. These are the adventures of G-Force, 5 secret agents trained to fly like birds. G-Force, Guardians of Space.
I love when they did that circle when they fell. I love that.
Here's my number 3. We're gonna be sticking with the birds, and hey, the same like character types for the characters too.
Right? So good. Iconic.
Partly metal, partly real. Soaring through the highway of the heavens in their flight. Silver hearts, the rainbows in the night.
mean, it was literally better than the show. The intro was better than
A
than
lot of
the
times,
show.
yeah, you would
So
have an
good.
intro that was better than the show,
Art
or
was
you would have,
phenomenal.
you would have these different companies come in and do the animation and everything. Like a
Right?
lot of Japanese companies came in and did the openings for these
Yeah.
things, and they looked
So good.
incredible. And the shows were never as cool as these intros. Um, Let me see here. Let me check my messages just in case, because I think my
Kia.
wife might be trying to communicate with me.
Okay. No problem.
She is not. Okay. All right. Next up, we have your number two. Your number two favorite intro.
In 2086, two peaceful aliens journeyed to Earth, seeking our help.
I mean, look at that
In
art.
return, they gave us the plans for our first hyperdrive, allowing mankind to open the doors to the stars. We have assembled a team of unique individuals to protect Earth and our allies, courageous pioneers committed to the highest ideals of justice and dedicated to preserving law and order across the new frontier. These are the adventures of the Galaxy Rangers.
I'm so glad you picked this.
I
So
loved that
freaking
cartoon.
good.
That cartoon it was a banger for me. I just loved it. I loved it.
Absolutely. And I hate that song, right when it gets really good, then it just, boom, it's like done. It's like, man, I'm just getting in the groove. Jeff is correct. Be ready for the YouTube violations. Yeah. This will be demonetized immediately. They're going to be like, oh no, you're playing all this music, no money whatsoever. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Oh God, are you kidding me? I don't care. Like we're rocking these things. Andy Collector says, unpopular opinion, Silverhawk's better than
So
Thundercats.
I'm a Thundercats guy, but Silverhawk's
I love them
phenomenal.
both. I don't know. I would, Andy, let's come on one day and let's have that argument,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I don't know where I fall on that. I don't know. I don't know where I fall. Meat equals real. That's right. Yeah. Galaxy Rangers. Yep. What a banger. Absolutely. I'm sensing a theme with Greg's narration, calling Samurai Pizza cats for his number one.
Dang it, Kirby. Spoiler, man.
All right. What's my number two?
What's your number two, buddy?
Thundering across the stars to save the universe from the monster mines. Jace searches for his father to unite the magic root and lead his Lightning League to victory over the changing form of Sawboss. Wheel warriors explode into battle. Lightning strikes.
There's a power that comes from deep inside of you. It's every day reaching toward the light. And you know there's a long way ahead of you. But when your wheels get you there,
This song is better than the show ever could have been.
just keep on turning, don't stop rolling. The fire is on. Wheel warrior, the drums burning, wheels moving, wheels of the Come take a chance, keep on turning, don't stop rolling. The fire is on. Wheel warrior, the drums burning, wheels moving, wheels of the
So freaking good. I don't remember that show being that great. Like that song is way better than that show ever could have been. So good. All
And it was
right.
the cars. Like a lot of them didn't really have any superpowers. They just had these cars that could do these amazing things, man.
I can see. I'm probably gonna have to pick up a Wheeled Warriors pack. It's probably
You're gonna need that. You're gonna need that.
All right, man. Here we go. Let's crank up your number one.
Here we go.
Another banger.
Thundercats!
My Wily Cat just ships into Deadpool skin. Showing him all Disney.
Gaga. Mumbra.
Second verse. Some respect. All right.
Without a doubt, when that show was on, my big ass was parked, watching,
Yeah.
waiting every
yeah.
episode over and over again. Loved it. Still love it. Exactly the same. Always will love it.
Did you run when you hear that theme song come on? Did you
Oh
run
man,
and get your figures
get out
and
of
then
my
like
way.
get set back down?
Yes, get out of my way.
Yeah.
I'm coming
Yeah,
through.
I'm
Tell my
playing. I'm
sister,
playing with my
move.
toys while I'm watching this episode.
Yeah, I was
And somebody
telling,
else would come in and I'd look around. I'd be like, don't
don't even talk to me.
don't
Yeah.
come near this TV.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I had my peanut. I'd make a peanut butter and jelly with some milk, and I was poised. I was ready for the episode. I was just
I'm gonna have to go check this out. Sounded suspiciously like Dream Warriors.
I know
from
we're gonna have to
Dokkan.
check that out.
Okay, I didn't know. All right,
We
we're
were
gonna
husky.
go with my number
Husky.
one.
That's right, Kirby. Husky.
My number one. This song, I know all the words to this day. I can sing the entire song to you right now.
I'm
You don't want me
waiting for
to,
it.
but here we go.
Just look me in the eye.
Crusaders working overtime, fight crime, fight crime. Secret raiders who will neutralize as soon as they arrive. The soundtrack is gonna lead the mission. And Spectrum's got the supervision. Mass is the mighty power that can save the day. No one knows what lies behind the masquerades. Always riding on venom strains. Come see the laser rays. Fight away.
Absolutely, man.
Dude, bangers, absolute bangers, each and every one of them. Some of my favorite theme
Yes.
songs. Yes, I know. Transformers more iconic. G.I. Joe more iconic.
There's a
Masters
lot,
of the Universe
but-
more iconic. I know that there are more iconic tracks out there, more iconic openers. I know that. But these were my favorites. These were the
got our-
ones that got
our
me.
blood. We were hyped, ready.
100%.
These were our
Dude,
songs.
we're closing in on 2 hours here, so 1 hour and 53 minutes. I don't know what me and Lance from Lansing, Michigan's record was.
I'm not
I think
sure.
it was over
I'm
2
sure
hours.
he knows.
but
I'm sure he knows.
I know he's keeping track.
And we're
of it.
missing Curtis today. He's going to visit his parents.
That's right.
And I
Kirby
don't
says,
know-
Mark, you need to educate the Legions ladies about masks. They have some questions. If they'd like to have me on, I would love to come on and talk to the Legions ladies
sure.
about masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sure don't do themes like these anymore. They sure don't.
That is
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was not the same hair metal band that was just in some studio, just waiting for another cartoon. They all did the
They're
same.
like
I'm sure it's the same.
Cole
group.
Foreigner.
We're on it. We're on it. Absolutely. Man, God, we had a packed show. There was so
What a
much. We had
show.
so many show offs. We had so many good conversations, so many pickups. We
great-
did our
great-
unboxings. That's probably
great
what made
chat
us run.
people.
Yeah, man. Lots of chat going on
Thank
today.
you, guys.
Greg hanging in there, even though he's not feeling well. Hey, but you've got a big box of goodness coming your way today. I know that's going to
Thank
make
you.
you feel a lot better.
Can't wait.
Christmas tree, we talked about your lady's
Christmas tree right here. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for tuning in. Super appreciate it. If you need more of me and Greg in your life, I will be on New to Mythics tomorrow.
Yes.
Kicking off at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir.
I will be here ready for that. And then tomorrow at 1, right here live on the channel. We're going to be doing episode 6 of The Tribe, talking about
Nice.
everything that we saw from Sparrow Toys and AWOC at Joe Fest. They give us some updates. We have some good news coming. Can't wait to share that. And we're going to be talking about issue 6 of the comics and sharing our favorite AWOC images of the week. So
Nice.
tune in for that because yeah, we've got a lot to talk about tomorrow. It's been a while. So thank you, buddy. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it.
I had a great time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, chat, for everybody
Thank you,
coming,
Mark.
the super chats, everybody. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here and hanging with us the whole time. We really appreciate it. So we will see you next week. Later, guys.